Sagittarius, darling, I see that you are no longer allowing people to disrespect you. You are finally calling people out on what it is that they're doing, because I feel like you have been able to notice red flags when it came to certain people in your life, as well as even when it comes to some of y'all's work environment, Sagittarius. You have realized that ultimately we can say a bunch of different fancy words and some words that I get this video demonetized through whatever BS that you've been through, Sagittarius. You have really outgrown it, essentially. And in response to that, Sagittarius, as you get more comfortable as the Empress, genders obviously don't matter, darling. Take one look at me. Do you think I care about genders? But you are the Empress at this time, which represents, really for you, Sagittarius, this represents that you have been able to make lemonade out of lemons. You really inspire people through the hardships that you've gone through. And so that's how you know you're able to identify, Sagittarius, those who don't respect you for you, because you are able to acknowledge everything that you've gone through. You have, some people would call you egotistical, but you are just referencing the past and using that to define who you are today, because you have gone through so much. And so because of this, you know your worth, you know your value. You are finally, even when it came to those people in your life that you have such a lifelong obligation to, because they were there for you at a point in time maybe that you didn't have anyone else. But now you're at this point where you're just like, I've outgrown people. It's time for me to move on to bigger and better things, because people are not respecting me. My job isn't paying me the amount that I know I'm worth and the value and the experience that I bring. And so you're going into new directions, Sagittarius. And even for some of you, in this new direction, I see you coming into connection with your soulmate or your twin flame. Now, when I say that, I don't immediately just mean romance, Sagittarius, all right? Because for one, not everyone cares about romance. And for two, Sagittarius, we have more non-romantic relationships in our life than romantic. Now, does that mean, Sagittarius, I'm saying that there's not romance potentially for this? No, there's totally possible when you have this divine, powerful couple counterpart here, very much like the Beyonce and Jay-Z, darling, even though Beyonce shouldn't be with Jay-Z. Anyway, I digress. That's a whole different video. Anyways, essentially for you, Sagittarius, you're going to be getting into alignment with someone that you just immediately feel nostalgic to, all right? And I'll tell you why I know this for a fact, because I have a Celtic cross laid out here. But let me introduce myself real quick, Sagittarius. My name is SimplyVelca. I have been a tarot reader for going on 12 years now. And so what makes my tarot readings different from others is that, while yes, I'll talk about the good things that you're manifesting, what's coming towards you, Sagittarius, I like to give people a little bit more some clarity or a sense of direction after you watch my tarot reading, because I want you to have a sense of how to go from point A to point B, because what good is knowing how all this good stuff if you don't know how to get there? And so I don't believe tarot should tell you what to do with your life. I hope this gives you some food for thought. So if I sound like the type of tarot reader for you, let's just get right into your weekly tarot reading today, Sagittarius. So in your current situation, you have the Page of Cups and then the Four of Swords here as a challenge position for you. And so I like this dynamic a lot. We'll firstly talk about this Page of Cups here. Now, what this means, Sagittarius, is that you'll notice certain relationships in your life. It's almost this sense of where you're lining all your relationships up, your family, your friends, everybody. And then from that point forward, it's just like you're checking off the boxes. You're like, all right, I want this person in my life, this person, not this person, what have you. Like, you're really, in the coming days, Sagittarius, going to see who is actually there for you and who actually loves you for you and actually respects you, and then are like your low-key snakes, all right? Because I do see the Page of Cups can represent the deepening of current connections, but also we cannot neglect the message, Sagittarius. The Page of Cups can represent new opportunities and new people entering your life. So you're at this point in time right now, Sagittarius, of where you are acknowledging your worth. And so now your spiritual team is sitting there, Sagittarius, is like, all right, you have this understanding of yourself now. What are we going to do with it? It's time for action here. And so with this Four of Swords coming in as the challenge position, this is more so of a call out for you, Sagittarius, in the sense of where, well, yes, you can be healing from a certain situation in your life. Yeah, you could have recently gone no contact with a family member, finally cut off that long-term friendship that you've had since high school, but you've outgrown them, right? You could have this moment where you feel sad or have your feelings about it, but then don't allow that to stop you from the people that are going to want to get closer to you, Sagittarius. All right, because I do see in the coming days people putting in effort, those that you actually care about, wanting to become closer to you. I also see that when new people come into your life, you could be in this place of just wanting to be left alone, when in actuality those new connections in your life would be very healing for you to be accepting new opportunities, people aside from here. It would be very healing for you. Do you understand what I'm saying, Sagittarius? So instead of using this healing period to shut off your phone and not close the blinds, use this as a time to welcome in new energy into your space, because that's what's going to help you move on, but also go to your next chapter here. All right. In the past, I feel like you have been juggling too much, Sagittarius, because to me, I feel like you're juggling or having the struggle within yourself of living your life, acknowledging who you are, your self-respect, but then also juggling certain people, work situations that just did not match that level there. So it's like you were juggling with all these things and something had to give. And so I want you to not feel guilty at this time, Sagittarius, because essentially here something had to give. And so naturally the intelligent person chooses to cut off the thing that just isn't good for them anymore. So that way, in response, Sagittarius, you have that Fool energy. In response, you have that clean slate that you have been so desiring. All right. I really feel like in this next chapter of your life, Sagittarius, you're not only going to, one, have new people enter your life, have new opportunities come into your life, new job situation. I do for some of you Sagittarians, like in the summertime, working a new work environment, but also I see you guys being closer with different people as well, different people in your inner circle. I don't know if you guys rekindle like a connection with a family member or an old friend or old flame or something, but there's somebody, more than one person really, because you have the Three of Cups in your energy right now, Sagittarius. So it's like you have multiple energies that you're surrounded by while you continue having blessings. All right, Sagittarius. And so it's really interesting to me that you have this Emperor card here, because it's almost as if it's symbolic of by you being able to unapologetically, Sagittarius, be this empress, no longer allowing disrespect or any type of shadiness, no longer ignoring red flags and calling out a red flag when you see it. By you finally doing that, it shows to you, and it almost like you can no longer deny the people that you just have outgrown, the people that are like toxic, or you look at it, you know what, you don't even act like you like me. Why do I keep you in my life? Just because we're family? No, bye. I really see you coming into this place, Sagittarius, of where once you are able to reevaluate your social circle and accordingly do the edits, you are going to realize just how much in your life really starts to pick up here. 10 of Cups, because it's once you are no longer able to be taxed with all these other things in your life that you're having to juggle, other people's stresses and dramas and what have you, right, with that Two of Pentacles, so you can really just focus on living a life that makes you happy here. That's where I see this, your future being. All right, Sagittarius, and this is inevitable. Naturally, the life that you envision for yourself, you are going to have to do some editing there, because not everyone's going to be able to keep up with your growth. All right. So rather than feeling guilty about it or feeling this sense of obligation towards them, right, you can just call it for what it is and be like, look, I don't care if you're family, you're going to respect me. I don't care if I've been at this job for 5 years, start recruiting some more people for this job, or start paying me for doing all these other people's jobs. Right. It's almost this sense, Sagittarius, of people taking your good nature for granted. All right. And so I see really in the summertime your relationships developing, 8 of Pentacles, but also just again in your career, I really do see, Sagittarius, you guys are going to be working on something new. All right. Or maybe you guys are going back to school or something in that manner, but ultimately your finances are picking up, and the missing piece that it was for you was just being around people that actually inspired you, rather than always being around people that made you feel bad about wanting to make more money or wanting to go back to school, or being around around people that cost you more money than anything else. Like I don't know, there's like this interesting relationship that I see right now where with your financial health, well-being connected with your social life and your circle of people. And as you prune the social life, your financial is able to thrive more. Interesting dynamic there. And then the High Priestess card is in your outcome position, Sagittarius. So ultimately, not too much to say with this here other than just trusting your intuition at this time. Yes, the messages that you are getting at this time, or the guidance that you of what you feel compelled to do currently, Sagittarius, listen to that intuition there. The High Priestess is always the one that is connected to the other side. All right, that is divine guidance. So don't psych yourself out. You might always dismiss your thoughts as something else. So that's not the case. And someone says stop ignoring your intuition about something just because you want to make an excuse for this person or for that situation. So let's pull 3 more tarot cards for you, Sagittarius. 2 of Wands. You guys are definitely going on a new journey here soon. New contracts, definitely new. I definitely see Sagittarius, new work, Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. This is like new contractual work. All right. And then you have that 8 of Swords. And so where your limitations will come in when it comes to your finances and what's possible for you financially, more so just deal with your relationship with yourself. Maybe because in your past, with the people that you're quite literally having to cut off right now, Sagittarius, are the people that always made you feel like you couldn't do something else or what have you. But the more you get out of your head, essentially, Sagittarius, the easier money is going to be able to find you, or you're going to finally just allow yourself to make that money. Your future definitely is up for grabs, is like the message that I get here with this. 2 of Wands can represent contracts. You'll also even pay attention, you'll see the vehicle, the globe in there as well, Sagittarius. So it's like a lot of cards are traveling. And with this 3 of Cups here, you're definitely not going to be doing this alone. You're just going to actually be around people who are good for you, right? You know, especially when people are starting to improve their lives, it's always the people that are doing nothing with their life that want to cling on and attach on and try to get a free ride. And you are just not allowing it anymore, Sagittarius. So let's get into your oracle cards for today. You have the last quarter moon in Aries and the full moon in Aquarius. All right. And these cards say working through your feelings and being real, Sagittarius. All right, working through your feelings and being real. So y'all are just being very real about your feelings with the situation, and you guys just need to honor it. All right, stop psyching yourself out because you don't want to make people feel bad or upset people, darling. That's just life. All right, it's time to stop sheltering people and start putting them to the same expectations that you place on for yourself for these relationships. It's like the expectations that you have for how you act and treat your relationships is you're not keeping that same expectation towards other people. People can trash you, disrespect you, Sagittarius, but you still are just like, no, I need to be a good family member. I can't call them out. It doesn't make sense. Hold everyone to the same standard, Sagittarius. All right. And then you have the Lion spirit. Be generous of spirit. All right. And so in this way here, this is quite literally, once again, confirming to you, Sagittarius. Remember that High Priestess card, if I can find it. Yeah, this High Priestess card with this Lion spirit here, they're actively wanting to work with you right now, Sagittarius. When was the last time you connected to your guides or your ancestors? When was the last time that you did a ritual with them? And there's like this main message here where they're actively trying to reach out to you, Sagittarius. They're actively wanting to help you out with your life here, but you have to let them in. You have to begin the conversation and listen to them. All right. So this is the weekly tarot reading that I have for you today, Sagittarius. Hopefully something in here resonated. If it did, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're looking for further clarity in your life in specific, I do one-on-one private readings on my website, Sagittarius, SimplyVelca.com, linked down below. Until next time, Saggy, I love you so much, darling. Bye.